internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic book community. Comic creators and comic fans, tonight you are seen, heard, recognized, because comics are for everyone. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, live from Miami, Florida, broadcasting around the world. This is the Not Near Mint Show.
Everybody, welcome to the Not Near Mint Show. This is, I guess, the 6th episode since we started doing this after our 2-year break. At the beginning of all our shows, we do the top 10. This is based off of 26,500 comic books that I have. I put them into CLZ back at the beginning of the pandemic, took 2 weeks to do, and then the rest of the time trying to figure out the approximate grades. Everything is raw, so when I hit the update button for values on CLZ that's linked up with CovrPrice, it spits out a list. I give you the top 5 and the bottom 5, so that way it might help you figure out what should I buy on eBay on Sunday when the auctions close. So we're going to just dive right in. This is the top 10 comics for this week, which I guess will now be the first week of November. Welcome to November, everybody. So here we have number 10, Journey into the Mist. I keep calling it Journey into the Mystery. Journey into Mystery, number 84. This is the first appearance of Jane Foster, second appearance of Thor. Came out in 1962 in a VG minus. Somebody paid this week $444, down $373. Next up, we have Captain America number 100. This is the return of Captain America in his own title. This came out in 1968 in a fine, very fine. Somebody paid $360 this week, down $164. We have a return offender this week because I guess mutants are not as hot as they once were. Number 8, we have Giant Size X-Men number 1. First appearance of the new X-Men that included Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm, and Thunderbird. Thunderbird dies 2 issues later. Sorry, spoiler alert. Wow, this thing here came out in 1975 in a VG fine. Somebody paid $1,112. It is down $88 because somebody last week paid $1,200, meaning that you can get this pretty cheap now. Well, cheaper than it has some time. I mean, I paid a little bit more than that for it, but it kind of makes me go, well, sometimes it's okay to wait, because if you wait, you might get things cheaper, almost always. Number 7, speaking of things that are dropping like a frickin' rock, this is the first appearance of Moon Knight in Werewolf by Night 32. This came out in 1975 in a very fine. Somebody paid $715. It is down $60. This used to be $1,000+ book, but I guess the MCU quite isn't what people thought it was going to be during Phase 4, and some of those prices are now reflecting. Next up, number 6. This is also down so much that this is the first cover appearance of Shuri as Black Panther. She doesn't become Black Panther in story until issue 5. This came out 2009 in a near mint. Somebody paid this week $5.
Whoa!
Hell yeah, that was
down.
Me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that was you? Well,
No,
that would make some sense.
I wish it was.
$5. This is down $37.
That's amazing.
Now, for the ones that have gone up this week, we're going to start with number 5, Fantastic Four number 16. This is the third appearance of the Wasp, and it's an early Doctor Doom appearance, so people are still paying, I guess, good money for that, thinking that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom. He's only contracted for like 2, maybe 3 movies as Doom. It's not. Well, this thing right here came out in 1963 in a good, very good 3.0, $246, up $36. Next up, we have Superman number 199. People that were fans of Jerry Seinfeld's show from the 90s, they recognize this book. This is the first Superman versus Flash race. Came out in 1967 in a VG, VG fine, goes for $197, up $47. And we have another repeat to the list because Halloween was just yesterday. We have Fright number 3, first appearance of Freddy Krueger in comics. This thing here came out in 1988 in a
Scary.
yeah, especially with that eyeball.
Yeah.
So back in 1988, this dropped. It's pretty low print for, well, the fact that this thing is a independent book. It was out from, not Eternity. No, it was Eternity. And this $147, up 67. But if you wait for a little while, I mean, after Halloween, that Halloween book is about $100 book.
Halloween.
Give it until the end of December, you might get it for less. You'll definitely get it for less. Next up, number 2, we have Marvel Tales. This is Volume 2, Issue 1. This came out back in 1964 in a VG fine, goes for $312, up 72. People like those higher graded books on Marvel Tales. Most of them are beat to crap. Now, the final book, the number 1 book in the land, not as far as actual cover price top 10. For that, you have to go watch Comic Tom. So for that, we have number 1. This is Green Lantern number 57, first appearance of Guy Gardner. This is likely due to the fact that there is a TV show about the Lanterns coming out. In a VG minus, this goes for $399, up $240, meaning that if you just look around enough, you can probably find it for less. So let's say hi to everybody. We have with us Tacoma, Lady Fantastic, and Miracleman. Hey, guys.
Hey there.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey,
5 minutes is all it takes to do this.
Guy Gardner is going to be in Superman.
Is he now?
That's why that book has blown up, which I'm kicking myself because I've been meaning to get it for a while now. But yeah, he's going to be in Superman. This new Superman flick's going to be superhero packed.
I mean, they have Mr. Terrific in it. They're having Supergirl in it. Did they just go, which characters do you want to use from this list? I'll take the whole list. But you can pick a few characters. No, I'll take the whole list. All of them.
I think
DC characters you're talking about.
they are.
That's why I don't know any of them. Okay.
They are. Metamorpho's going to be in it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm as excited for Metamorpho as I was for the Doom Patrol show. I never thought we would get a live-action Doom Patrol show, particularly one that nailed Flex Mentallo and Danny the Street, and we did. And now we're going to get James Gunn doing Metamorpho. I'm excited.
Are you happy as a little clam?
I am clam-tastically happy.
Mm.
And for people who don't know the actor that's going to be playing him, if you watched Gotham, he was Victor Zsasz, who I guess will probably also be that young Hispanic kid from the new Penguin series will probably also be a Victor Zsasz.
Hey, Rob, will you give Mike and Captain wrenches?
Blue wrenches.
Oh, I don't have them. There's a few
one of
people
this.
here that need
Will you
wrenches.
give him one of these?
I will add them all. You are all deserving. You are all very thankful for being here.
You get a wrench. You get a wrench.
Everybody gets a wrench when you join the channel here because, well, we love our fans. Because if you are a comic book fan, we need you here.
Brian, too.
Because if there are no fans for comic books, then all our stuff here just becomes suddenly worthless, which for me would be great because I love getting like a cheap X-Men #1 for $50.
Dude, I think the next big book I want to get is It Ain't Me, Babe. First print.
Oh, yeah, you got to get it. It's so beautiful. I showed you mine, right?
Yes.
It's so gorgeous. I was so happy when I saw it.
Yes.
I remember I was walking past the stand and I was, kind of just jiving along, being, really cool, walking through the Comic-Con, looking at the indie guy. Oh, look, Undergrounds. And I walked past him and there it was up against the wall. And I just stopped and pointed and I was like, I will take that book. He's like, do you want to know how much it is? I said, I don't care how much it is. I'm going to take that book.
I hope you yelled just like that.
I did. People around me looked and was like, fucking weirdo. Oops, sorry. Gosh darn weirdo.
It's all right. We're past the 2-minute mark. We're okay.
There we go.
Yeah, we're good. That's why I do the top 10 right at the beginning now.
There we go. Anyway, let's look at some comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who has some books that they
I
want
want
to
to
show?
see Tacoma said he's got some new chunk, an old chunk, or he had some different chunk.
I got 3 separate chunks. 2 are similar. 1 is different.
So was one of the chunks you choose.
Do similar, different, similar.
Yeah.
So mix it up.
I hope you're not
I'm just
overwhelmed.
I'm going to make a commentary on collecting.
Oh, do
And I
it.
showed the panel, my floor, where I have about 200 comics that I'm going to get rid of. And I'm not trying to sell anything right here or anything. And that was culled from 25 boxes over there. I'm impressed that I found 250 comics I could part with. My wife is not impressed, but that's a different story. A lot of the things that I'm getting rid of, I'm looking at and I'm going, I don't really collect that. I just saw it and it looked cool. I'm trying to just get, narrow down the collection to the 5,000 books that I collect rather than the 5,200 books I don't collect. In this stack here are books that fit the category of the things I stopped collecting 2 days ago. End of conversation. Okay. So I picked up this Blue Beetle. I'm not a Blue Beetle fan. I'm definitely not a Duca fan. Is that how you pronounce it?
Ditko.
I like final issues. This is the final issue in the 1986 run. I got it for $1. I'm happy. The happiness won't last, so I'll have to buy more comics next week. But for now,
it's a hole we can never fill.
The serotonin.
Yeah.
I am a big Wonder Woman fan. I read Greg Rucka's run. I like that. I like the Azzarello run. I love Tom King. I haven't yet read his run, but I have been purchasing his run. And these are out of order. The stupid lady at half price doesn't know how to put my comics in order. Man, doesn't she know I'm doing a show?
What's your problem?
Sorry about that. So
we're going to do it live.
Number one.
Damn it.
I now am not missing number one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got you one.
And then I did have these next two, but not the variants. So I thought this one was really cool. This is a variant number 4.
Beautiful.
I find that comic covers follow patterns. And once I see something that's in a new pattern, I haven't seen that type of art before, I'm like, I'm going to get that.
I need it.
And then this one I thought was really cool. I love the black and white in the space. And it's interesting because it's not a sketch cover, but the regular cover is on the inside,
it's
which
like
is
stapled over.
DC does that now. They put on the cardstock covers, they put the regular cover underneath.
I think that's
We've been doing that since Neil before Zod, like earlier last year, earlier this year, and now, especially for the absolute Wonder Woman #1 that just came out. That thing, if you rip off the cover for some of the later variant covers, it's worth more.
There you go. In my quest to continually buy Simpsons comics,
I love it,
especially newsstands from the late 90s.
What number is that?
So this was 56 and 57, which the run went 200 and something. So these are pretty early on, but these are still 2010 newsstands. The newsstands on these went well into I think 13 or 14.
Wow.
2014?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to figure they probably sold them at toy stores and
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
I've heard them going to, because I haven't heard them going since past 2013.
Yeah.
But for the Simpsons were put out by an indie company. Boing boing.
It can be
boing,
different.
boing,
Yeah,
boing,
that's fair.
Yeah. And probably they were all in Barnes and Noble, but they still were newsstands because you could return them, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I wish that this was not chopped on the corner and issue 1 or issue 4, but I'll take for $1. I'll take the last issue
for $1. Hell yeah, that's great.
Mariner. Look at that.
It's not the last issue, you know that.
Very cool.
72 is the last issue.
Well played, Michael.
What is it?
72 is the last issue.
I'm damn close. You're gonna just rain on my parade there with facts?
Well, no.
Some sort of Democrat?
No.
What do you think you are? Hugh Hewitt?
Hey, the last issue is great.
First appearance of Piranha.
Yeah. Last issue's got like a swamp man thing kind of thing.
Yes, a crossover with DC.
With Aquaman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, I live in Queens and I was born in Brooklyn. Anything that's to do with Queens and New York, and I like Nnamdi Okorafor. So I just picked this up. Have no idea about it. It's some book on alien immigration, but I thought that's pretty cool. All right, now this I'm super excited about. Ooh, not when I realized there's a piece of tape that will not come off of that one. But anyway, I'm super excited about these because these are from the 2009s, 2010s. They're my favorite comic book. by one of my favorite authors, though not my favorite author on this particular comic book, but they're all newsstand.
Nice.
Look at that. Getting into some Will Spertasio and some Dodsons with Matt Fraction writing. Matt Fraction really
Matty Frack killed it.
turned out an excellent end to this run. Like after they went through
Brubaker
authors
didn't
and
do bad
authors
either.
in the 300s.
Brubaker didn't do bad either.
Who? Yes, Brubaker, yeah. But I think Fraction like really pulled it together. And then when the Dodsons started doing the artwork, man, this ended
and
strong.
Greg Land.
Yeah.
Land and Dodson started doing. That's Dodson.
That's Dodson. I thought you were saying that was Land.
That's
and
a
Will
beautiful.
Spertasio, whom I give much love
That might
to.
be a Land right there.
No, that's Spertasio, isn't it?
Is it? It could be.
Yeah, I
Looks
think that's a
like
Portasio.
Oh,
But you are correct here. And
That's a
then the
weird
one
cover.
that I'm the most excited to get.
Nice.
Yes,
Final
544.
issue newsstand.
Nice.
Oh, I had my
A
fingers were tingling.
newsstand? You shithead.
I know. I fuck yeah, I'm an asshole for that.
I
Steve.
know.
I'm a
Butthole.
total dick. So then I don't even collect
Gosh.
these, but
I love
they were
it.
in numerical order. They were also 2010 newsstands. And if you know anything about late Marvel newsstands, they just started misnaming everything. This
Yeah,
is
they're
not
not
Marvel
correct.
Knights.
None of them are fucking right.
53, 54.
Yeah, there goes our monetization. I see when you call your friends poop heads, you're probably not going to get monetized.
55, 56.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, that was a cool cover. 57.
I like that.
And so what I realized is like the stuff that I'm starting to think I can part with, and in my head, I think I can part with a lot more than I'm actually going to part with, is the stuff that wasn't from my youth. The stuff that was from my youth and seeing like the newsstand label on a comic book, like I just can't let this stuff go. This is the stuff that I love.
Not the late stuff.
Yeah. And then the final one I got today was Chilling Adventures #1, but this is the Rosemary Baby homage. I just thought that was kind of cool. So there you go. There's my first chunk. Includes a lot of newsstand.
I'd like to say hold on. One, I'd like to turn on my thing. I'd like to congratulate you on your wonderful newsstand finds. Two, I need to bring to attention that Steve of Steve and Spock, his companion Spock, the Dachshund, the wiener dog, just had his 18th birthday, and he's been a very great boy.
Wow.
And he's a very handsome boy, and he does well with cats, and the other cats are Worf and Moose, and so there's a very happy family, and I wish you many more happy years with Spock, Mr. Steve. Anyways, next chunk, I want to see Miracleman chunk.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
I love that you're controlling who goes with the
Oh,
chunk.
I will boss. Girl, I'm the oldest child. If you give me a chance to boss, I will fucking boss.
I thought it was between me and Tacoma.
I'm sorry.
Look. All right. So I went into the LCS this week as as I'm known to do. And I picked up some stuff that is unusual for me.
Oh.
Ooh.
I get in there, I buy my weekly books, and I actually only bought a couple of them because I was waiting until I got paid today, and then I didn't go. And so I bought, a couple of new books, and then I'm flipping through the dollar bins, and what do I come across? Well, you guys, I like weird books, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing I see is this right here, which is an old black and white book from Comics Interview. That was the publisher. Comics Interview published like 3 comics. That was one of them. But behind that, I see a big pile of Xena, Warrior Princess. Now, first of
I
all,
would love that.
Topps Comics. You see a Topps Comics other than X-Files, because I never read any of those. I will tell you right now, it's going to be an excellent book. It's going to be an excellent book. Because you see, the very beginning of it Xena is written by Roy Thomas
Shit.
with art by
Mike Mignola? Nope.
Yannick Paquette.
Artist from Why the Last Man. Nice.
Mhm.
Very cool.
And, you
Okay,
know,
the cover.
you get a lot of great pinup artists in these books. You get a lot of photo covers, right? You get at least one by Mr. Adam Hughes,
Very nice.
who I'm a big fan of. Y'all know I like the Adam Hughes. You also get some by pinup artist Jim Silk. Now, Jim Silk did a lot of Betty Page stuff, which, as you all know, I'm a Betty Page fan.
Yes.
But these books have some pretty great creators. A little Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. Anyone?
Wow.
Nice.
More Amanda and Jimmy. More Roy Thomas. Right? But Xena didn't start off herself, right? She didn't start off. That's a horrible cover.
That's a Mignola, right? And that's just
Nope.
horrible. Oh, Campbell. That's horrible,
Yes.
Campbell. I knew it was
It's
somebody
a
big.
horrible
And just
Campbell.
horrible.
One of the worst covers I think he's ever done. But yeah, you still get a lot of really great pinup stuff, right? And what you're going to see, as we all know, Xena did not start in her own title. She started with Hercules. Now, Hercules is what we call a real bag of dicks, right? Kevin Sorbo, right? Kevin Sorbo, bag of dicks, right?
He's Dime Store Thor.
Dime Store Thor is accurate. But you'll see there's actually some pretty cool covers. That's a pretty cool cover from the Hercules book. This is a pretty cool cover for at least a couple of reasons. But, this pile was pretty nice because it's not only did I get all those, but I got the first issue autographed by Roy Thomas. I got these ones, which are Jim Silk variant covers. Okay.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Look at that. And then I got this one, which I didn't realize at first. I knew about it, but I forgot when I was looking at these. This is the big one.
Is it?
There's
Oh,
your
that
Dave
is.
Stevens cover.
Yeah, that one.
Stevens,
That's the
yeah.
only Xena cover I have.
You
Yeah.
can find it for cheap for like $10 to $15 too.
It is
Most people don't know
totally under the radar yet. If you're a Dave
It's
Stevens
very under the
fan,
radar.
easy one to get your hands on still. Key Collector shows it at like $3. I bought all of those for $15. Now,
Turd.
the shop owner goes, "Oh, you like Xena?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like Xena, And he goes, "Well,
Did
The
you
person
do
who-
call?
the person who dropped this off, I just threw out a whole bag of stuff. It came with a whole bunch of publicity photos,
Oh, Lucy Lawless.
right? And I'm telling you, when I say it came with a bunch of photos, hold on.
Oh,
When I say it came,
Photo knocked your
with a bunch of
camera down.
photos.
She's so hot.
it came with a bunch of photos. I'm not going to show you all of them,
wow.
but I will show you a couple,
Okay.
right? That one's pretty great.
Wow.
Nice.
I like that one right there. It's a good one.
She was rocking. She had a rocking vibe.
She was a very attractive woman. There's that one right there. Nice shot of the team.
She is.
And then there's this one, which was the only cover I had of Xena before this, was from this episode.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
That's a Xena cover as well. That's an issue I'd already had. But not only were there a bunch of headshots, publicity photos, there were also a bunch of autographs.
Shut the front door.
Okay. Now,
Wow.
I don't know most of these people. I don't know who they are, right? Certainly some very attractive women here, right? All of them autographed. I guess the lady was Diana who turned this in. All of these autographed, very, very nice photos, right? And some of these actresses look like they could just beat the hell out of you. This lady looks familiar, but I can't place her. And this is 30 years ago, so a lot of these people have certainly, moved on. But this isn't the big one. The big one is this one right here.
Huh.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a very young
Oh my
Carl
god. Yeah.
Carl Urban,
Fucking
Butcher himself
Say it
from
in-
The Boys.
Nope,
Hey.
nope, stop talking, go to jail.
AMR too. He also played AMR. Don't forget it.
Yes, and he was Bones in the Star Trek remake, right? Now that's the best part, but also something I don't normally collect, right? It came with the entire run of the fan club newsletter. I mean, there's all 26 issues.
This is swag.
This was somebody who was really in. Watch it, Chaos.
All in.
They were all in. They were
Wow.
big into Xena Warrior Princess. This is, for those of you, I know nobody's young enough to not know what this is, but I'm going to pretend we have people who watch this show, and this must have been like when the show got really good. I don't know, it turned to color. That are young enough to not know. Before the internet, if you wanted to connect with other fans of something, you had to join a fan club. And you would get a newsletter or a magazine. This is like a little zine, right? Interviews, talking to people who made the show, wrote the show, worked on the show. I haven't looked through them all yet, but I think this photo is out of character. Notice the headphones. And for the person who asked, was Xena a lesbian? I don't know.
Gabrielle came out in the show, her sidekick, and a
there you
lot
go.
of people who are in their 40s say that, Gabrielle was their awakening, or they're like, oh, yes, I get it now. I am.
Right. So as you can see here, these, this isn't my kind of thing, right? I don't normally collect TV shows, items like this. Was there an episode where Xena went to our time? Because I don't think they had that in Xena Warrior Princess's day.
I used to watch the show, but I can't remember. Like, it was just one of those things. It was fun to watch. It was campy,
right?
But it was great.
You could comfortably rely on it being on
Saturday.
Right. Right. Anytime I turned on this network, it felt like this show was on. Okay. Right. And I think for a while that was true. I think that was after they would show a couple of Hercules, then they show a couple of Xenas, and obviously more dudes were tuning in for Xena, so they stopped showing the Hercules and they just kind of concentrated on the Xena. But one other thing I want to show, because I've been chomping at the bit to share this with you, Tacoma. Okay? I've been waiting, buddy.
You caught me bagging and boarding.
Here's from the first one, the second one,
No.
the third one, the fourth one. Oh, here's the second printing of the fourth one.
What is
wow.
the records? Are these records?
These are records.
Is the second printing different music than the first printing of the same issue?
Good question.
Because
music.
Okay, I had the second
music.
printing of number one with the record version.
There's 6.
Wow.
There's the second print of 6. And there's 7. For some reason, I didn't get a back and forth with that one. It just came.
That's
This is the one I want to hear the most.
Do you not have a record player?
I do, but you can. It also gives you a slip that you can do a digital download.
That's probably safer.
cool, man.
Yeah.
If anybody missed it 2 weeks ago, I showed that I finally found number one, second printing, the record variant, and I was saying that it's going to kill me. I'm going to end up trying to buy them all, and they're going to be expensive. And 6 years from now, I'm going to be like, why did I do that? But I really wanted those. The fact that you found those is awesome.
So
talking about like those Xenas, I don't collect Xena, but if I saw the opportunity to get them that cheap and all that extra stuff,
right,
that's what collectors do. We buy things.
Right. Right.
Very cool.
So I'm probably going to frame. And look, there's even here. I don't want to move on, but go ahead and move on. But there's even some non-Xena related Lucy Lawless photos.
Oh, wow.
I definitely think this is not her best look. That does nothing for her at all.
It's not Grease.
The background and actor in Crybaby by John Waters.
This one though, that's stupendous. Also, anybody want to see just how bad the special effects were back when this show was on?
I mean, I know Perry will because he's the biggest Xena fan #1.
But yeah, all of these. There's more photos. We got a bunch of that dick Kevin Sorbo. I'll probably just throw those away.
Perry might take them.
So anyway, please move on. I have monopolized far too much time.
That was totally worth it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, when Perry walks in, that is the best time because he will be very excited for anything Xena related.
All right, you go, Rob.
All right, I don't have a huge chunk because, all right, I'm just going to zoom into myself.
With what you got, my friend.
So before I chunk you,
no,
just know that when you are a comic collector and you are an active comic collector, this is an addiction and eventually you run out of space. And the question we kind of have to ask ourselves, is this piece of furniture really that necessary over comic books? So you might see over there that I have all my independents lying down there. And then there's a shit ton of books up there because I got a lot of war books in recently. And I'm going to have to fold them into all the DC. I have 2 full racks of Marvel. I just ordered another rack. It should be coming in this week.
That'll get you.
So here's some of the books that I picked up this week. This one here is from a friend of mine, Juan, who he sells some things on Whatnot, and he gives me first shot and goes, "Hey, Rob, do you need any of these?" So I didn't have this copy, and it was signed, so $5. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Signed by Sean Chen.
Heck yeah.
Next up, we have Last Avengers #1. There's one of those like Elseworld tales where it's not quite as dark as Ruins, but dark enough. And then we have the first appearance of... Now, if you watch the movie, you're going to know this cat by a different name. There's the first appearance of Chewie and the Flurkin.
Nice.
Now, in the movie, they call him Goose after Top Gun because I guess calling a character by a property you already own, Disney, I guess that's not allowed. I don't know why. Next, we have Marvel Age #2. There were only 2 issues, a 1990 and a 1992 preview. $1, why not? This one was a few dollars more. Not Brand #1. This is the first appearance of Irving Forbush Man. This would be a good costume for Halloween, but I didn't post it for Halloween. Instead, I posted, I think it was the War is Hell #9 back there because Death is Aubrey Plaza. What, y'all didn't know that Death was going to be Aubrey Plaza? She basically was Death in Parks and Rec. Here's an issue of Inferno from the What If X-Men had lost Inferno.
Oh, yes.
Then this was one of the Wolverine issues I was missing, so picked this up from Juan.
Okay.
No signature there, but it is Eric Larson written. Next up, I know that Lady has all of these.
That's just that's one of the best ones from that run in terms of cover.
I'm not trying to get them all because I'll never get a chance to read them, but it was a good cover, and for like a couple bucks, yeah, why the hell not?
First run's like only 14 issues.
Oh, that's pretty easy. And then there's a whole second run of that.
And a third. Seasons. That's the thing.
I did leave my Hustlers out. Who wants to see that? Oh, yeah. All red-blooded males mostly, maybe. This is the second appearance of Elongated Man. The difference between Elongated Man and Plastic Man, if you ever needed to know. Plastic Man is much older, and he feels pain whenever he uses his powers. Elongated Man does not. And he's a detective. Now, Miracleman said that we could do some twinsies on this.
But I messed up and didn't go get it.
You can use the F word. It's okay. We're past 5 minutes in. And Legend, you might have seen right over here. Let me take this off. But right back here, I have a package where it's
I have a
from an
package.
Any Mouse. I imagine that was from Legend. He can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't gotten a text back or a message back to tell me I was wrong, so I'm going to guess it's his.
Lol.
So here's the last two pickups, and then I'll pass it off to Lady. This is World's Finest
Love
number
it.
220. Hey, it's Metamorpho appearance. $1, all right, why not? And the last book that I picked up, this is Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters number 1, 1986.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice book.
So not a huge pickup in the next few weeks. You might just see me pull out a run of something because I need to pull
yeah.
off in the
Did
shelf.
you get a random package from some rando named Anonymous?
As a matter of fact, I did. Hold on, let me blow myself up a little bit
Will
here.
you show the contents of that package the next go around?
Absolutely. As you can see, please don't steal, bro. But yeah, don't rob me, bro. This is from an Any Mouse.
Anonymous?
So I imagine it's from Legend.
Bro,
I need some confirmation.
bro is an anagram of Rob.
Yeah. Don't
Now I
rob
know
me,
what's
bro.
going on.
Hashtag nailed it.
Mhm. Okay.
I was late, but I grabbed it. I grabbed it to twin.
Oh, there you go.
I grabbed it to twin.
There you go.
There you go.
Hold on, there you go. Let's side to side.
There you go.
There you look at those twinsies.
Look at that. All right. What do you got, lady?
This one, these I got at my LCS on Wednesday. So I'll
Ooh.
show those first. Got the B cover to Franco Villa's DC Horror. It's a week late, but whatever. I don't care. I think it's cool. I haven't had a chance to give it a read yet, but I was interested because they do some fun horror stuff. Dude, I found this. They had this for $20.
Ooh.
Wow.
1999, yeah. But issue 46 of the X-Men. Come on, man, with Juggy. All right. Then these two badass things. Have you ever heard of Rocket Blast's Comic Collector?
No.
Nope.
Rocket Blast Comic Collector.
Oh,
That's beauty.
Ooh, Bernie.
Well, that's a beauty.
Nice.
That's gorgeous.
And
What about the back cover? Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. And Zach.
and Zach. Okay. So there's that. Found this one. And I found that was issue 117, I think. And this is issue 125. I actually just posted it on
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
on my Instagram. And the back is by him too. The nice sleepy hollow.
Oh, no, you're at all interested? Probably not.
Headless. Look at that.
I'll have whatever she's offering. I don't know what
Leftover tots, baby, from E9, the firehouse.
Yeah, I'll have them.
All right, so those are my gets from.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so two RBCCs. These are from 1976, 75, 76. And I found them for $20 a piece. And
wow.
I was happy to pay that amount for these, honestly. Never had seen that. And when you see Bernie writes
awesome.
Front
never
and
heard
back,
of those.
like,
Beautiful.
So anyways, yeah, that. And my next chunk I'll show is 9 books that I picked up from McKay's today. So sorry it was a little chunk, but it was a mighty chunk. Get off my fucking face. Oops, sorry, demonetized.
You're silly. You're a silly person.
I know I am. Can't take me seriously.
Yeah, right, Michael Amon. Go back to art school, Wrightson.
Wrong.
You got another chunk, Tacoma?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tacoma.
Let me just get the salt and grease off my hands.
Oh yeah.
That's why we bag and board our comics, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, Splash Page, Mr. Splash Page, Monty's not here to go, where's the white gloves?
So, listen. Not Near Mint came back to roaring success about a month ago. A month and a half ago.
Who did? You?
Absolutely. I might have been on the show a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and shown this already.
Okay.
I don't really give a shit. I'm showing it again.
Do it.
So these are Lumberjanes. I have all issues 1 through 75, and there's two dogs in here sniffing at me right now, and assorted other issues. But these are all the Virgin variant C covers and store covers and whatever.
Cool.
I don't have all the artists' names because there's like 50 of them, and I don't. I'm just gonna drink.
Oh, puppy dog. We love it.
The most beautiful woman in my life, right there.
Aw.
All right, I guess my wife wanted #1 billing. What am I going to do?
Shit, you know. You
All right,
gotta...
comics signed by Aubrey Aisi, who is the cover artist for a while, or the colorist.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not familiar with Lumberjanes, Shannon Waters, who went on to fame with She-Ra and the Princess of Power, ND, can't remember her last name, who went on to fame with Nimona, which is amazing. If you haven't read it, haven't seen it, highly recommend Nimona. 5 girls at a summer camp. One is trans, 2 are lesbian, 1 is a crazy tomboy, and 1 is a girly girl who's just insane in other ways. It's just awesome fun. It's just a fun comic. I love it. It's not my usual wheelhouse, but I think the covers are amazing. The different art styles in the covers are amazing. The book is amazing. The whole thing is amazing. I'm still waiting for the HBO show. The last time I saw Nimona, saw ND, who goes by Ginger Hazing on Instagram. Last time I saw her at a con, saw them at a con. She's like, it's still on. The show is still on. So don't sleep on Lumberjanes if you want a fun read. Again, I love camp. I worked at a summer camp for like 10 years as a like backpacking, canoeing, and rock climbing guide. So I absolutely get like the summer camp vibe. So a whole comic book, 75 issue comic book about the camp vibe at a summer camp, right down my alley.
I could swear that I heard that Lumberjanes was supposed to be getting a TV show or an animated series, and I haven't heard anything else about it.
Yeah, it's been a long while since that information has been out, but the creator told me that it is still on, that things go slowly. Yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right. Things go very, very slowly. So I've got another chunk of lumber that was like 1 through 25. My last chunk is like the other 25 that I have.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
So definitely, it's different. Dig it.
That was the middle chunk. So you showed us the first chunk was light chunk. Second chunk was not light chunk. And then the third chunk is going to be light chunk again.
What does light chunk mean?
Like you had 2 similar chunks and 1 dissimilar chunk.
The next one is a similar chunk to this chunk.
Okay.
It's a continuation of
Lumberjane chunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first chunk was what I just picked up like 2 hours ago at half price.
I need to watch that.
Miracleman. Light our lives of fire.
All right. I got 2 very small piles here. I'll show you. First thing I'll show you is
hotting it out.
That's hot. The first thing I'm going to show you here is the new books I picked up this week. Because a couple of them were really, 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 really good. I want to call them out. If you haven't picked it up yet, take a look for this Dwellings All Hallows Eve special.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so Jay Stevens has been doing Dwellings for a while. He did it through Kickstarter. Now he's publishing through Oni. He's about to have a book come out from the resurgent Gold Key called Figgy Furthermore. It's very much a Harvey comic style art.
Very
but
cute.
horror. Okay.
Yeah.
This was great. Every issue is the same. Not the same story. It's all different stories, but every issue, it's this cutesy art, and it's something absolutely horrific, something you couldn't do in a normal comic because people would freak out.
Nice.
Fantastic. Redcoat. If you haven't been reading the Ghost Machine books from Jeff Johns at Image,
I need to find issues 2 and 3 of that.
so good. It's so incredibly good. I love it.
Issue 1 I really liked.
This one was really heart-wrenching, but in a good way. This is also part of the Ghost Machine line. It's Devour. It's a story from Hyde Street, which came out, strangely enough, a couple weeks ago before this. Really, again, another phenomenal book. Nice House by the Sea. Issue 4 just came out. That's Tinian's. If you read Nice House by the Lake, and like me, you felt something was missing by the end, I figured out what it is. It was a story. Nice House by the Lake, which is the first series in this, that's the prologue. This is where the story starts.
Oh.
It isn't. It starts with that, but that's how you have to think of it. Nice House by the Lake was prologue. This is the real story kicking in. Okay.
Glad to hear that.
And the last 2 new books I'm going to show you here are from, friend of the show. He's been on the show back in the day, as was his partner on this first book, Trish Forstner, Tony Fleeks.
Mm-hmm.
Feral here is now an ongoing.
Nice.
It is.
I think it was always supposed to be ongoing.
I thought it was only a mini. But whether or not it is or isn't, this is great. It's a story told from the point of view of House Kitty.
It started out as supposed to be a mini, I think.
I thought so.
So it must have gotten.
Must have been selling. Must have been selling. Now, here's the thing. Local Man, you were right. Local Man, last issue last week. And he said in the back of it, look, guys, this book, since like issue 4, has just been breaking even. He goes, but Feral's doing really well. Feral, I don't know how to fucking say it. I don't know how this one's doing, but this is another one of Tony's books. I'll be honest with you. Tony Fleeks is turning into the hardest working man in comics. He might be taking out Colin Bunn. Uncanny Valley.
Possible.
Thank you. I thought so too. Uncanny Valley. I don't want to reveal anything, but this is a great issue. This book is top of the read pile every single month. First book I read when it comes out. That book is phenomenal. If you're not reading it, go out and find it. Buy the trade. It's got, issue 6 just came out, so the first 5 issue trades can't be far behind.
Interesting.
I don't even want to tell you what the story is. I just buy the book.
Yes, sir.
Tony is a phenomenal writer.
He's a nice guy too.
We all know him. He's a really nice guy.
Down to earth.
Yes, buy his comics. They are phenomenal. All right. So the only other thing I pulled out to show you guys. Now, I got these over the course of the last couple of years. They're a bit more risque. Okay.
All right.
But should not get us kicked booted off the air.
Permanently?
I have 3 3D oversizes here. I'm going to show you the first one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is that shaken?
I don't think so. I see why you would ask.
It looks like him, but it's
not.
It's not his. It's not. Yeah. That's the first one. Here's the one that I was really excited when I found it at first.
Oh shit! Betty Page
captured Jungle Girl in 3D. She did
wow.
a whole photo set.
Claim.
And then here's the one that I really. This one here was one I'd been hunting because it's not easy to come by. Okay, it's got a thing there, but that's not the book I ordered. This was actually a Warrior magazine. I just had to put it in here. The Betty Page 3D picture book, the introduction by the Great Dave Stevens. Here's why I was excited about this. He did this. He wrote this introduction before he met Betty.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert.
Yeah. So he wrote this book. He wrote this intro before he met Betty. And, as I've said before, I'm a big Betty Page fan, a big Dave Stevens fan. So to find this one, which is this kind of like this little microcosm of time where Dave was already becoming known for Betty. But he hadn't met Betty yet.
Not yet met, yeah.
Right. And so it's really cool. You read it, you can read the fanboy in the introduction.
That's so great.
So if you find this one, this is absolutely worth a pickup. Look, all these 3D books, they're not great. You're not buying it for a phenomenal story to read. You're looking at, Betty Page in 3D. That's what this book's about.
Right.
That's what that book's about. Okay. We can all tell what this book's about. All right. This one's great. If you're a fan of either Dave or Betty, this is a book you want in your collection. And that's it. That's what I got.
Very good. Very nice chunkage.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much.
We are moving right along to Rob, I believe. I'm gonna.
Oh, it's back to me now, I guess.
Very good.
Well, in that case, I guess I will show this nice box here that I got from an Any Mouse. Well, here we go.
Anonymous.
Yes, from Any Mouse. Remember, don't rob me, bro, because my name is Rob. All right, I kind of already opened this a bit just so that I could have easier access, because no one wants to watch an unboxing video that takes 30 minutes of them opening a box and then 10 minutes showing comics.
That's called foreplay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like the foreplay, but, in real life, not with my comics. Just get me right to the comic. All right, so the first thing that came here is a nice little note. So I'm going to read this off to you.
I know that handwriting.
Yeah, I believe this is from Legend, and I have some ideas, but it reads, Rob, I want you to read these. They are excellent, and judging by the first thing that I see in here, man has good taste. Enjoy volume 4 and 25 of the Carl Barks Fantagraphics 30-volume set of the complete Carl Barks. Then 2 of my favorite DC series. You know they're good because I used fullbacks. Now I have an even better idea who it is, because there's only a handful of people that do that. It's like you, me, and maybe Monty. Thanks for being one of my favorites. Thank you. You're mine too, because, oh, wow, the stuff you have inspires me to keep doing this. I'm a big fan. From a child of God, nothing more, nothing less. And if you know his voice, just imagine that voice through Legends. All right, so here we go. The first thing he sent, I believe this one is the volume 4.
Oh, wow.
Maharaja Donald by Carl Barks. And if you've seen any of this guy's artwork, this guy was highly prolific. And on top of it all, Disney just did not give him the credit that credit was due back then, because now it's just all Walt Disney doing this, and don't ask any more questions, until somebody in the 70s sent a letter to the guy and he went, I didn't think anybody really liked it. Nobody ever told me. So Disney kept him in the dark about his own success, although he had some idea, because they basically left him alone. And then in the last 20 years or so, his fame blew up, and rightly so. Oh, wow. Here is Donald Duck Balloonatics by Carl Barks.
So cool.
Even with these beautiful hardcovers, these are Fanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even with these beautiful hardcover collected editions from Fantagraphics, you could fill half a room with Carl Barks Disney work. His duck stuff is just, it's insane how much there is of it.
Yeah.
So those are that is going to be at the top of my read pile for this weekend. I assure you, I am going to read it.
So
all right. So right after that, he said he sent 2 runs of things that he really enjoyed. Let me get the full run of this out. Need to back up a little bit. How do I get exercise as a comic nerd?
Lift up
Move
comic.
long boxes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a nice thick chunk right here.
Sweet.
And the first thing that he sent to
Duck
Bark's
Me.
book, Duck Me. Yeah, Duck Me too, man. Wow. We have Frankenstein and the Agents of Shade.
Oh, did Lemire write that?
He did. Well, he wrote some of the later part of it. The first issue's Matt Kent.
Okay.
So that's
For
the
some reason I thought
issue
Lemire was
0.
associated with that.
Yes, because the whole rest of the run is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Now, the only one that I had of this series is the first issue, and this was back when DC was just releasing as much as they could. So I stuck with the main books and just didn't get these for some reason. So now I have them, and thank you.
That's great.
Sweet.
And this is Lemire back when not as many people knew who he was, wasn't as much of a household name as he is today. So I'm sure this is going to be top-notch stuff.
Oh, it is
mean.
weird. It is weird. For DC, that is a super weird series.
Well,
I love
just making me want to read it more now.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's one of my favorite New 52 series.
Oh, backs.
Wow.
So usually whenever anybody sends me anything, the first thing I do is rebag them, and I don't think I'm going to have to do that with this. I appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
They're all in Mylar.
That's like a step above.
I know.
Yeah, it's not my typical OPP stuff that's, that's more flimsy, that will, if it's a book from prior to 1992 or certain books that have certain kinds of paper that'll really wrinkle it. Mylar, I can keep that in there until I'm dead. And the next owner can go, hey, this looks like it just came out yesterday.
Beauties. Is it the whole run?
Yeah.
It is the whole run.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Run away.
He sent me 2 different runs. So this is the first one.
Oh, so cool.
Rise of the Rot. I love it.
You know, you could tell they had, between this and Animal Man, you could tell they were building something. And I don't think we ever got the payoff because the books just didn't sell enough.
Yeah.
But they were really building something between the Rot and the Red and the Green at the time. And
between Swamp Thing and Animal Man were having tandem books at the same time, and they were telling different stories, but within the same vein, like a crossover.
Right.
But just as Miracleman was saying, not enough people were reading it, and I wasn't even aware that these were like side stories from that particular run. And that run back for 1950 or from the 52 run.
Yeah.
Some of the best stuff that was coming out was the Swamp Thing and the Animal Man, Grant Morrison on Action, and the Snyder Batman.
Aquaman.
Oh yeah, and Aquaman.
Don't forget Aquaman. Yeah, John's Aquaman made Aquaman cool for the first time ever. Such a cool freaking cover.
Now this I really want to read because I know it directly ties into the Red, the Green, the Rot.
Yeah.
The whole storyline. And this, I believe, is the final issue 16.
Yep.
And then the next thing that he sent, I got a couple of these from Bill. So the first issue I had, now I have the whole rest of them because war books.
Nice.
Written by Jimmy Palmiotti, who, if anybody follows him on Twitter, or I guess some idiots call it X, he was hit by Hurricane Helene, and then he was hit by Hurricane Milton. He went back to his home to go look and see how everything was, and you just see a giant flood with books all over the floor underwater. It was one of the most heartbreaking things that I've seen online.
I don't even want to look at that because Jimmy had an incredible Golden Age collection.
Oh.
He had Sensational down to like issue 4 or something like that.
I hope he had that somewhere else or higher up.
Or in a fucking hermetically sealed vault.
This is why living in Florida, it is really scary. I'm far enough from the beach, about maybe 10 miles or so, but if there's a Category 5 hurricane, that flooding can reach far inland. So it's just fingers crossed and, grace of God. Let's hope no one dies here. Or or I can die, just let the comics survive. Everything I do is so that these books can go to someone else in the future where they can take care of them until there's only like a handful left. Now, with this old GI combat stories, it has the old haunted tank, it has the unknown soldier. Back in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it was the big 5 war books, and this was like a resurrection of it. And I still think that war books will get a resurrection soon enough. There's been things like Haunted Stories of Love that had Harley Quinn in it, and it had a backup of Sergeant Rock. And now we just heard Sergeant Rock is getting a movie.
Nice.
And that's the final issue of that one. So thank you so much, Great Legend. I owe you. I can't wait to start reading that Carl Barks books and then start reading the war stuff, because I just got on a war kick. And how do I get on a war kick? I thought I was a Capes fan. Well, I am. But when you wind up having most everything that you want, you go, well, I can't afford a Fantastic Four #5 or an Avengers 1 yet. What else is there? Ooh, war. Don't mind if I do.
Yep.
All right. So who's next? Lady?
Yeah, this is my last chunk. I got these at McKay's today. So, we'll start off with Miami Mice Comics. This is from
that's so great.
Ripoff Press. Yeah, found that for a whopping $1.25, I believe. This one I thought was really cool because Harvey Classics published it. It's Muppet Babies, The Magic Dream Machine. And I've only seen this publication associated with Marvel and Star. So to see that Harvey did one, I found really cool.
Now all we need is DC to release the Watchmen Babies.
So there's that. I found this for 90 cents.
Lil War
I've
Shark.
never seen it. Ginny Sparks.
Oh, nice.
Such a good series.
This is 1 of 5. It's a mini. Came out in 2000. So it's after she died. But I'm interested to see what this is about. I found this for $1.25. Marjorie Finnegan, temporal criminal with Garth in his signature. $1.25. So I thought that was really cool. And I heard this is pretty good. So interested to see it. Remember when everybody was shitting themselves over this? I picked up this copy. All right, whatever. But I got it on the low and didn't have to fight for it. It just kind of fell in my hands. I picked this up for Madam. It was $4.
Ooh.
And so I'm gonna send it to her. I've got some other blanks, but you know, she's a great artist, and I figured I'd send it her way and let her doodle. I picked this up for Rob. It was 90 cents. DC Universe variant, Flash 99. So since I found out he already had this one, I'm gonna send this to my buddy Mike, Evil Mike. But found this for $1.50, and it's the Shadow of the Bat, but the embossed cover DC Universe variant. And then the final book I'll show you I found for $4.95. Flash 200. Carmine Infantino cover.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you picking up Flash issues too?
I mean, ones like this I am.
Because I might have a couple doubles that I can just throw in your pile.
So anyways, now I don't want them if they're over 15 centers. I just like the older ones.
Beauty.
But anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Fini.
All right. So does anybody have any other books to show, or should we wrap up for the night? Oh.
Tom's got one last chunk.
I got the second half of the Lumberjanes chunk if you're interested.
Chunkus.
Yes, please.
All right. So this like issue 26. And again, I just love the artwork on these variants, because you had like so many different artists, including Jen Bartel.
So cool.
Doing this
Love it.
absolutely cool cover here. Digging it. And then you go straight to something like this.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Right. And then more kitty stuff. Just it's so playful, right?
Yeah.
And that's like what I think of when I think of summer camp. Just like these friends having fun, sometimes being wistful, sometimes being adventurous, sometimes being cheesy. And it's just like, so this is my favorite character, Ripley. And she's like the absolute tomboy of the group. So while they're all panicked, like trying to paddle away from the waterfall, Ripley's just like, I'm going to jump into the waterfall.
Yeah.
Absolutely dig it. Beauties like this, kind of art pieces like this.
Oh, wow. That was great.
This is Parents' Day, and Joe, the trans woman, has, of course, 2 gay dads, because if you're going to go that way, why not just go all the way that way?
Sure.
And then these are just variants. These are not the virgin variants. This is like issue 40. I don't know if they stopped doing C covers or if I just stopped like finding them. Go on, lady, go ahead.
No, there was just a cat on the cover, so I had to say kitty.
Oh, gotcha. Didn't hear it. Right. But again, I'm still just digging this all the way up to issue 75. Here's issue 49, 51 variant, 52 variant. It went to 74, and my son's friend is leaving, so the dogs have to freak out. And then issue 74, which is the penultimate issue, which I thought was
very nice. Very nice.
Very cool.
Definitely, I'd someday love to get all the variants to the whole thing, because I already have all the A covers, but we'll take our time and we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So,
don't.
anything else? No, we're good. Okay. I want to thank everybody for joining, watching. Tacoma, thank you so much for coming. Lady, Miracleman, thank you again so much for another good show. And Tacoma has one more thing.
So I've already shown off.
Oh shit! The treasures.
Issue 1.
Nice.
And issue 2. But I just found issue 3.
Hell yeah.
Little Whitman there. I think there only was a Whitman for issue 3, and this is a entire story. I think this reprints 1 and 2 basically. So super psyched for that now.
Love it.
Very much so. So yeah, it appears that Jig's Kingdom will likely be going live right after this show. Otherwise, feel free to check out the low grades. There's other shows that will be on after this. Stay with the comic community. Stay collecting comic books. If you aren't reading and if you're not collecting, we're just one more person that just doesn't do it anymore. And well, we need new blood. So tell your friends, this isn't Fight Club. Let's make sure that we get new collectors out there. Mike, we would love to have you back on the show again. So I should get your email address and soon. But otherwise, I'm going to leave the show off with, Tacoma, do you have one more thing?
No, I was just like, hey, Mike, I was like pointing at you. It was like a gesture of support and gratitude. And my dog is licking the to-go box. So I'm all good. But all good.
All right, so we're going to end the show with the new comics that just came out for the day or for the week back on Wednesday. Usually I try and do these things for Twitter, but I don't really care as much about Twitter anymore for reasons. Oh my God, next Tuesday can't come soon enough, but it's adorable to think everything will be over by then. So remember, go vote and vote blue and make sure we save our country so we can keep collecting comics and it doesn't become like the 1950s. Come on, Tacoma. Come on, lady. Come on, Miracle. We're taking our comics to the local church book burning. So with that, thank you for joining. And here it is, your moment of Zen. This is the new comic books that came out this week. It is set to the tone of Madison Incandescenti. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And here it is.
Don't be a dick.
Don't die. Rule number 1. It's a big thing.